Do you feel you're owed a little bit of luck, maybe? Because at times it feels like Burnley have been unlucky. Even some of the goals conceded during this recent run against Everton and Brighton.
Yeah, look, you've got to force your luck, right? So I'm not one to dwell too long on these things. You've got to force your luck, but in the end, probably on balance, if I look back at this season, it's probably one of those where the scales have tipped a little bit against us in terms of, you know, moments going our way. But it is what it is. It doesn't mean that we might be the luckiest team out of everyone in the next 4 games. So that's still a possibility.
Can I also ask about changing of the goalkeeper? How difficult was that for you as the manager to make?
Not difficult at all. Just very simple. It's an area in which I have a luxury of talent. In fact, you know, two great goalkeepers, and they compete with each other. And if you play, you have to do your best and perform. And if you don't play, you have to support the goalkeeper who's playing and compete. So at the end, I thought it was fair to give Muric a chance, and he's definitely done well since he played for us.
Yeah, he stepped up to the plate, no doubt about it. What about for yourself, Vincent? How have you had to adapt tactically from playing in the Championship to the top flight, the Premier League?
No, it's like being in the multiverse. You go from one universe to the other. In one world, you have all of the possession in the world. You have to play against low blocks. Teams respect you. Teams fear you. Then you go into the other world, and no team fears you, and they all want more of the ball than you. They all want to press you high and everything else. So we've had to adapt. But if I look at how we are now, I'd say every game we're posing a lot of problems for any team we play against.
What has been the biggest lesson you've taken from managing in the top flight? You're about to finish your first ever season in the top flight after all.
I think it's a deeper question. It's difficult to put it into one sentence like this. I mean, I obviously played in this division for 11 years, so I knew the Premier League quite well. But I guess the biggest thing is that every weakness you have will be exposed. It doesn't really matter in which sector you're talking about. Is it transitions? Well, then in transitions you'll be exposed. Is it set plays? Well, set plays. If it's your build-up, your pressing, whatever you have as a weakness, it will be exposed. And it's also the best environment to learn in as well, because it will be exposed. You get away with a little bit more in other places, not in the Premier League. It's like the NFL, the NBA is to those sports. That's what the Premier League is to football. It's a league in a completely different level than anything else.
You've played at the highest level. You've played under some great managers. But what is your personal philosophy as a manager, Vincent?
Do you know what? I don't like. Do you know, I'm Belgian, so we're very pragmatic people. So that means we're still very much all about winning. But if you look at my teams, the consistency is how it aligns with my personality. As a player, I was aggressive, so my teams have to be aggressive on the front foot everywhere they can. It's not always been possible this season, but if you look at our last 10 games or whatever, that's what we are. And you know, I come from street football, so I've always played football. I've always wanted to have the ball. I come from the Academy of Anderlecht, where we always had the ball. But having the ball to score goals is a big thing for me. So be brave, play without fear. You know, it's not necessarily saying I'm a possession team. It's not necessarily saying I'm like a Red Bull pressing team. It's not this, but it's aggressive and brave on the ball, and with the idea to score goals.
Perfectly summed up. I love that answer. Out of interest, are you actively involved in training? I mean, you're still young. I'm sure you can still get out there on the pitch with the boys.
I could, and I was watching Thiago Silva play in the cup the other day. He's older than me, so technically I could, but now I just enjoy coaching now, and I retired for a reason, so I leave it at that. And I just enjoy coaching, being, you know, transferring information. Most of my final years as a captain, I felt that's what I was doing anyway. So now I get to do the job. I embrace it.
There was one note this season where you couldn't be on the touchline. Was it frustrating for you not to be involved in the game because of a suspension, having Craig Bellamy step into the dugout for you?
Yeah, always, but I trust the people, the staff that I'm working with, the players as well. I think match day always. I mean, it's good to be there with the team, but you shouldn't underestimate how much it's the day for the players. That it's their day. So in theory, you prepare for that game way before, and then when you go onto the pitch, responsibility is handed over a lot to the players. But I trust the staff, I trust the players, and against Brighton, they were terrific.
All right, final question here. I love watching one of your players, David Dutcher Fofana. How do you think his experiences at Union Berlin have contributed to his development as a player? What adjustments have you made to help him adjust to playing at Burnley?
He's only 21. I tried to recruit him already a few times. So when I was at Anderlecht, then when I was at Burnley, but each and every time it was too expensive. He went to Chelsea in the end, and we saw the opportunity to bring him in. He's a good player. He's got talent to become a player at a high level as well. But it's like every young player in the end, you know, when he does well, you praise him and you let him know why he did well, and the things he need to improve on, you definitely make sure that he works on it, and that's how we approach it.
Perfect. Vincent, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. And I want to personally wish you all the best for the rest of the season, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Take care.